morning, 7th graders. Today we are going to learn about probability of compound events. So basically you go to like a restaurant and you want to order from a menu, like what are the different amount of possibilities of hamburgers? Like what can you put on a hamburger? Well, you got a hamburger or a cheeseburger. I want bacon, no bacon. So it's going to be easy. You're going to have scratch paper. You're going to have it so you can draw it out. This is not anything you can do in your head, okay? Okay, guys. So here is our scenario, however you want to say it. Choosing blue, green, or yellow wall paint with white, beige, or gray curtains. And we want to create a sample space to see the different possible combinations. So what we're going to start with is the paint. And I'm just going to do like this, blue, and then green, and then yellow down here, okay? Okay, so when you have the blue, then you have the option of, hold on. I'm not going to do it like that. Okay, I was trying to look at how the book has you doing it, but I'm not going to do it all the way. So when you have blue, you can then have the option of doing white curtains, beige curtains, or gray curtains. Okay, then you also could do green wall paint with white curtains, beige curtains, or gray curtains. And the same for yellow, white, beige, or gray. Now, if they asked you how many different combinations, you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different combinations, possible combinations that you could if you had 3 choices of blue, green, or yellow, and then 3 wall choices. Now, the book has you labeling it, writing out blue paint with white curtains, blue paint with beige curtains, blue paint with gray curtains. I kind of feel like y'all can follow this and you don't have to do all those extra steps, okay? So we're going to do another example. Okay, so I should have said this earlier, but I just want to get to it. What we're creating right here when they give us these options, so like right now we're going to do soup, salad, sandwich. And we want to know what are all the possible outcomes you could have from choosing a soup, a sandwich, and a salad, okay? So what we're doing right here is we're creating a sample space. A sample space, and you're going to want to remember this because it's going to be on your quizzes, assignment, and I don't want anybody asking me what it is because I'm going to say, oh, you need to go watch my video. A sample space is a list of all possible outcomes. So that's what we're creating, and we're going to do it using a tree diagram, okay? So, all right, so this is what because it looks like a tree. And then I'm going to show you something else after this one. All right, so what we're going to do is you could start with roast beef, ham, or turkey, whatever you want, or you could start here. I always like to do left to right, the Chinese way, because not the Chinese way, the American way, because we read left to right. That's what I like to do. I don't like doing right to left. I think Chinese, they read right to left, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. All right, so we're going to start with tortellini, soup, or lentil. And we're going to do a little tree branch. Oh, let me get a different color. Tortellini. So you could either have tortellini, and I'm just going to put tort, or you can have lentil soup, okay? Next, if you choose tortellini, you could then have Caesar or macaroni. So we have Caesar, and I'll totally spell that wrong. Caesar or macaroni. I'm going to put mac. If you choose lentil, you could either have Caesar, Mabuses, or mac. We don't have to write out all that. Or you could have roast beef. I'm going to do RB. You could have ham or turkey. Turkey's my fave. That's what I would go for. I'm going to put turk. And the same thing with here. Mac and cheese. You could have RB, roast beef, ham, or turk. Caesar, you could have roast beef, ham, or turk. And no, I didn't say twerk. Although I know some of y'all are probably twerking in your seat right now. Okay, ham or macaroni and cheese. You could have roast beef, ham, or turkey. So if I wanted to see what are all the possible outcomes for this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because see, if you look at it, this would be like this. This would be 1. So that's why I can just come over here and count the end of the tree branches. And then that adds it up. So I could say, okay, this is 1. Or you could say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So to me, it's easier just to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or you could do 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, we got one more example. It's tossing a coin, and it's not going to like necessarily have like that. It's not going to be a tree branch. Well, kind of. Okay, so next I'm going to do something just a little bit different, but it's still a sample space. We're going to flip one coin. We're flipping one coin, but we're flipping it 2 times. So we want to know what are all the possible outcomes you could have of flipping a coin twice. Okay, so if you think about it, a coin has either heads or tails, right? So we have the first, you have heads or tails. So the first flip, it could land on heads, and then it could land on heads the second flip, okay, right? So then you could flip the first time, it could be heads, and then the second flip could be tails. You could also flip, and it could land on tails, and then tails, right? Or you could flip it, tails, and then it could end on heads, okay? So this would be considered a sample space, and you may see it on your quizzes. I'm not real sure. As heads, 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 tails, 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 and tails, heads. So that would be considered a sample space also, all right? I think today's easy. I think you're going to be fine. I pretty much gave the answer to 3 questions. I don't know.